Hey folks, welcome to Andrew's Life. I hope everyone's doing great today. We're gonna have a little bit of fun today on this video. On this video, I'm going to be exposing some crazy housing prices. Now, a lot of your real estate gurus love to talk about how if you're looking into going into real estate, one of the areas where you should put your focus on is the Midwest because properties in the Midwest are cheaper than many other parts of the country. The property taxes are also lower. And at the same time, many parts of the Midwest also have a fairly solid economy compared to certain places in, let's say, the Deep South. But being that I grew up in the Midwest, I grew up in Ohio, and I lived in Indiana for over 12 years, and I purchased and sold houses in Indiana. So, with that being said, I just want to expose some of the crazy housing prices, and I'm going to pick areas that I know that I'm familiar with, as far as the neighborhoods are concerned. I'm going to start with Anderson. Here's here's crazy house price number one. Let me move my face here. Now this house, it's a it's a duplex, obviously, and they're asking $40,000. Now for starters, if for those of you that are not familiar with Anderson, Fairview Street, you know it's an okay neighborhood. I mean, it's not the best that Anderson has to offer, but it's definitely not the worst. I would say the neighborhood is okay. The problem I have is the house. They're asking $40,000. There is nothing special about the house or the lot. The lot size is only 7,400. Is only 74, a little over 7,400 square feet, 7,405 square feet. Got a two bedroom, one bath, and it's a duplex. So what exactly are you getting for $40,000? Well, this is what you get for 40 grand. You get a duplex that needs everything under the sun. You get a duplex that has most likely been stripped out by uh, by your local squatters or vandals. See, look at this. I mean, the roof is leaking. The kitchen cabinets look like dirt. The floor is full of garbage. Most likely, a lot of the electric has probably been stripped out. I mean, this house has not been lived in, and I'm gonna tell you guys like this. Back when I used to live in Anderson myself, which was I first moved to Anderson back in, let me think, in 2000. Yeah, I first moved to Anderson, I want to say in 2013. And even back in 2013, this house was vacant. So this house has been vacant since 2013. So do some math. From 2013 to 2026. I mean, this house has been vacant for at least 13 years. And most likely it's been vacant for even longer than 2013. So this house has been vacant for at least 13 years. For all anybody knows, it could have been vacant for 20 years. But this house has been vacant for a very long time, and as you guys saw by the pictures, the house looks like complete garbage. Here's the neighborhood. And like I said, the neighborhood is okay. I mean, like I said, it's not the best that the city has to offer, but it is okay. Now see, here's the view of the neighborhood. Now the neighborhood itself is not that shabby. At least in my humble opinion, it isn't. See, this is what the area looks like around. Not too bad. It's been on the market for 60 days. Any takers? Anybody willing to buy this piece of junk for an asking price of 40 grand? Not me. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't buy that house at all. I mean, to be quite frank, I wouldn't even. I mean, the money I would have to pay to demo the house, I don't think that money is even worth. What am I trying to say here? I wouldn't buy this house at all. Now, if this house is out in the country and it was sitting on maybe, I don't know, an acre or better, maybe for the right price, I would buy this house and I'll just tear the damn thing down and put up something better. But this house, as far as I'm concerned, is done for. There is no trying to save it. Just tear it down, flatten it out, build something else. But given that this lot is a city lot and it's not even a big city lot, it's just a regular size city lot. Me personally, I would leave this property alone and just keep it moving. So, how about you guys? Will anybody out there buy that house? Great opportunity. This home is a fixer-upper. Well, duh. And this being sold as is, please note the owner has never lived in the property. Well, the owner probably never seen the damn property, and when they did, they decided to abandon it for the most part. So this house is an opportunity. An opportunity for what? An opportunity for somebody to get ripped off, because by the time you go in and you do all the necessary repairs that the house needs, you're gonna suddenly have more money invested into the house than what the house is gonna ever sell for. Even if you rent it out, you're gonna probably have more money invested in repairs than what you would ever get back on your rent. So yeah, this house is definitely a no-go. Let's keep it moving. Let's see here. Let's look at some. Okay. Okay, now this house, it looks a lot better than the last house I just showed you guys. But honestly, I'm very, very familiar with this neighborhood. I mean, this house is located on Arrow Avenue, which is a relatively busy street. I mean, there's a lot of traffic. It's always noisy. There's always people walking around. There's always people out and about, especially when it gets nice outside. And unfortunately, on this street, you might have your people that might be out and about. They might be selling illegal substances. Sometimes you might run into the females of the night, if you know what I mean. It's that type of area out on this street, Arrow Avenue. But this house is a foreclosure, and even under foreclosure, the bank is asking 60 grand. Let's see what you get for 60 grand. Let's look at the house. The house is brick. Okay, that's good. Good stuff. Let's see if they show you any interior pics. Well, so far, not one interior pic. Okay, you get a shed. Okay, that's nice. Okay, here we go. You step inside the house. I'm assuming this is the living room. Okay, well, immediately you're gonna have to put in new floors, because the floors here look like garbage. So you're gonna need new floors in this room. Okay, that's the same room they're showing. Okay, you got older carpet that's stained up, so you're going to have to replace the carpet. So I would say if you buy this house, plan to put in some new flooring, which is not that big of a deal, depending on the condition of the rest of the house. Okay, more bad floors. Okay, kitchen doesn't look bad. I mean, they got like four different pictures of the kitchen, which is a little ridiculous, but whatever. I mean, let's see. Okay, they got the windows locked shut, so the locals can't break in and strip it out or squat. Okay, you got the bathroom. Bathroom doesn't look too bad. Dirty, but everything is intact. Okay, you got a hot water heater that looks like it's only a few years old. You got a furnace that doesn't look too terribly old. It looks like you got a full basement. The only thing that you got to look out for when you buy a house in Madison County, Indiana, is a lot of your basements in Madison County tend to leak. I mean, they tend to flood. Some worse than others. So FYI, if you're buying a house in Madison County, be careful of the basement. Now it looks like, yeah, be careful of the basement. Make sure that the house has a sump pump. And that's all for the pictures. So 60 grand, I mean, the house itself doesn't look too bad. I mean, 6,600 square feet lot, again, not too shabby. The only reason why I put this house on the list of houses that are priced too high is because of the neighborhood. Now, me personally, if I was looking to buy a house in this area for some strange reason, I wouldn't pay 60. The most that I personally would pay for this house would be 35, and that's because of the neighborhood. Let's keep going. I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna move to another city. Let's try and find a good one for you guys. You know what? We're gonna do this one. Now, this house, it is in a decent part of the city, and they're asking $85,000. They're asking $85,000 for this house. You know what? Although I wouldn't want to buy that house for 85 grand, I'm not gonna put this house as a house not to buy. Cause let me back out. I'm gonna see if I can find something else. Okay, let's see here. Here we go. We'll pick on this house instead. Now, this house is located in North Anderson. I remember this house because this house was on the market for sale. I want to say, I think this is a house. I want to say this house was on the market for sale back in 2021 or 2022, and I looked at the inside of it, and at the time they were still working on it, and at the time I think they were trying to sell it for 140 some grand, something super ridiculous. So let's look at some pictures and see what's going on here. Now, first of all, the lot size is super small. The lot size is only a little over 4,000 square feet. So the lot size is super small. I mean, it's on Brown Street in North Anderson. I mean, the area, again, is not Anderson's best, but it's not the worst either as far as it goes for the neighborhood. Now, the lot is super small, and there's really nothing special about this house. I mean, here's your kitchen. Everything in this inside the house has been redone. I would say it's been redone half-ass. As you guys can see, they still neglected to replace the windows, which is why you got that piece of plastic on the windows. I mean, they got the typical off-color gray and white trim inside the house for the paint. Let's see here. Look at the neighborhood. Oh, here's the neighborhood. Nothing special. Nothing special. I mean, again, it's not a bad area. It's just that that particular house, the lot size is super small. So given house, I mean, the house is only 709 square feet. The lot size is 40 is less than 4,800 square feet. So the lot size isn't even 4,800 square feet. 709 square feet for the house. 2 room, 1 bath. It's been on the market so far for 52 days. Okay, nestled, blah blah blah. 40. Okay, you all can read that. Basically, the agent typed a bunch of bibbly blob. As far as I'm concerned, is advertising the house. So basically, for an asking price of 89,800, they might as well just say $90,000. So basically, for an asking price of almost 90 grand, you're getting a measly 709 square foot home sitting on a measly 4,792 square foot lot. Let's see. You get no garage. You have no garage, and yeah, you get no garage, no carport. You get none of that, and they want almost 90 grand for that house. Ridiculous. See what the Let's see what else here. See what the history is on this thing. Okay, well, back in 20. Okay, well, they're saying back in 2022, the house sold for 22,900. So maybe this is not the house that I thought it was, but still, you know, 90 grand for that little ass house is still ridiculous. So maybe this ain't the house that I was thinking about, but still. So according to the history, in 2022, this house sold for 22,900. In 2023, I guess someone bought it from this individual and they purchased it for 30 grand. So now they're asking a whopping almost 90 grand. They're asking almost triple the price. And I guarantee the renovations that were done on that house are half-assed at best. I guarantee. Because that's how these flippers do. They do half-ass work. They make everything look nice and beautiful. And then the second you buy it and you start using everything falls apart. I would say the majority of your flippers, that's how they run, that's how they operate. I'm not saying these people are like that, but I bet they are. So be careful out there. Do your due diligence. Your taxes, assuming that these numbers are correct, your taxes are fairly low, as they should be for that little house and that little small lot. All right, folks. You know what? I changed my mind. I think I'm gonna do several videos like this. This video is gonna be the Anderson edition of houses that I think are priced too high. This is gonna be the Anderson, Indiana edition. So I think I'm gonna pick a city and I'm just gonna just do videos. Because if I do different cities, I'm gonna make the video too long. Let's go back. See if there's any more houses that I feel are priced too high. There we go. Okay, $129,000 asking for the little house. It is a brick house, at least the front of it is brick. And you can tell, well, I can tell by the paint colors that the house has been recently renovated. It's been on the market for 94 days. They're asking 129 grand, which is way entirely too much money for that house. Again, it's in the 46013 zip code, which I believe that would be considered, let me think, the southeast side of the city. Let's check it out. Okay, well, first of all, let me back up here. So for $129,000 asking, the square footage is just a little over 1,000. It's 1,020 square feet, 2 room, 1 bath. You get a whopping 5,227 square foot lot. I'm being sarcastic. That lot is crazy small for the price you're paying for the house if you were to be that dumb to buy it. So you get a small lot, only a little over 1,000 square feet. Let's see. You get no kind of front porch. You get no kind of covered front porch. None. Let's look at some more pics. No front porch. Okay, you get a fenced in yard, okay. That's cool. Looks like you have no garage. You got the typical renovation colors, the gray with the white trim. With the, you got that plain flooring on too. So yeah, they renovated the house. Again, if you buy this house, do your due diligence. Now this garage right here does not go with the house. There's a house behind that garage, which is the house that garage goes to. So the realtor that took that pic, that was just to fool you into thinking that if you were to buy this house, it comes with a garage when it really doesn't. FYI. Well, maybe, you know what? Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe it does have a garage. Let's see. You know what? I take it back. Maybe you do get a garage. I mean, it looks like a nice two-car garage. Okay, okay. Maybe you do get a garage. They got like a gazillion pictures of the garage in the back of the house. Okay. So the front of the house is brick with white trim, and the back of the house is yellow. The garage is yellow. My only question is, why didn't they take any pics of the side of the house? I don't know, man. These pictures seem kind of, yeah, you know, you look outside the window, there's your garage. Okay, so it does come with the garage. So the part where I didn't think it had a garage, obviously I was wrong. But even though you get a garage with this house, the house is still priced way too high. I mean, again, I used to live in Anderson, and I'm very familiar with the Anderson housing market. And yes, like most other markets in the Midwest, the market is super inflated. The prices are way too high as far as I'm concerned. There is no way that I would buy this house at $129,000, not even close. I would say this house in this particular neighborhood, assuming that the renovations were done correctly, I would say this house is tops a $65,000 house. I would say this house at tops, at the very, very, very best, is a $65,000 house, not 129. Just my 2 cents. And that could be one of the reasons why this house has been sitting on the market for 94 days, which is a lot of days for a house to be on the market for Central Indiana. All right, folks, that's all I got for this one. I thought I would just have a little bit of fun and point out a few houses that I feel are overpriced and then elaborate on the reasons why I think that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I might come back and do a video like this for other cities in Indiana, and also, yeah, well, mainly up in Indiana. All right, folks, stay blessed.